Hello, I'm on one of you beautiful broskies and broskies of the Maverick Nation. It is the direction of Maverick. And it's time for part 2 of the Naruto Pokémon Summoner What If. If I remember correctly. What a nice day. Is what Naruto said as he opened the blinds to his windows and looked out at his village. Yes. This village was a nice place to live. For both Pokemon and humans alike. Existing in harmony. On the way they knew how. Some Pokemon were wild. Some Pokemon were trained by humans. Some Pokemon did contest battles with humans. Some Pokemon helped humans with the whole breeding program thing. Something similar to the CRA, only less arcane and barbaric. And still more things that humans and Pokemon did together. As one, you could say. A Pokemon professor was a very well-respected position in, the place in which Naruto had created. The Neo-Izushio. And as Trooper went by with his, mail, and it's like, yes, Lord Pokekage, your mail. And Naruto was like, yes, please come in. And Trooper is like, well, it seems to be more the same. Though there is some interesting stuff amongst the clutter. The mess and clutter of the like. Some eye catchers. Say, my liege, have you ever thought of going back?
Tax Act is here to remind you you have to do your taxes. Let's get them over with.
An IQ of 85 to 115 is considered average in the U.S. And
Have I ever considered going back? Well, there are some people that miss me. Despite the way I was treated for a long term of my life, there are some people who I do indeed believe care. And then Trooper just looks at him like, well, and there is a certain fact I would like to share with you. And Naruto's just like, and what is that, pray tell, my friend? And Trooper's just like, well, that would be the fact that due to a little bit of a problem that the nations ran into, with the existence of this nation, well, they don't really know who is going to be hosting the tune-in exams this time around. They barely even know when it's supposed to happen, because of how thrown out of whack everything was by the creation of this village. This entire island. Just springing up with life out of the blue. Unexpected life, but life nonetheless. Life was already here, but just boom, came out of nowhere. Holy shit. That's basically like the elemental nation's reactions to all that shit. And Naruto is just like, oh, well, that is something. That is surely something. Wait, did you say tuning exams? I never became a tuning. And Trooper is like, what if you could use this to your advantage, my liege? And Naruto is like, wait, you mean... And Trooper is like, yes, I do mean it. And Naruto's like, well, first of all, stop calling me my liege. And second of all, you're damn straight I'm gonna do that. And Trooper's like, well, sir, that is one order I cannot, comply with. And second of all, well, if you're going to go into the tuning exams, I believe the rule still stands. You need a team, which means you need 2 others going with you. And right about this time, Trooper brings out a remote and presses a button.
is helping build America. With 100% US-based work.
After pressing this button, two shadows dance out of nowhere and appear before Naruto. It's Lucario and Zoroark. But not the ones he knew before. These were the Riolu and the Zorua that had parents before, and now they're evolved into Lucario and Zoroark themselves. And they want to go to the village to be Naruto's, well, team members. And Trooper is like, but one thing before you leave, Victini wanted to give you something. And Naruto's like, Victini wanted to give me something? And, you know, Trooper's like, well, more or less all three of you, but specifically you, Naruto. Their blessing. You know, Victini is known as the victory Pokemon. And Naruto is like, I see where you're coming from here. Well, tell Victini that I'm ready to take it whenever it's needed. And Trooper is like, indeed, sir, indeed. Godspeed to you. And Godspeed to your friends. And as Naruto uses the reverse summoning on all three of them, they are now not too far away from the way to the village. Naruto just needed to use the reverse summoning so that they wouldn't be surrounded by water. Now they are on dry land, they can just, you know, take a brisk pace towards the village. And, you know, he just, you know, take an inventory of his friend's skills. Like Lucario, his fighting type moves, his steel type moves, and any other moves he might have. He also, I believe Lucario has the ability to intimidate. I think he does. Oh, no, he does not have Intimidate for his ability. He has two different abilities. Actually, three different ones. No, four. Damn it. There's Steadfast, Inner Focus, Justified, and Adaptability. Though Adaptability is only for Mega Lucario. The only ones I really know about are Inner Focus and Justified. I think I know more about Justified than I do Inner Focus. Though I think, just from the name, I might know how Inner Focus works. But seeing as Lucario is, fighting Steel, he's gonna have fighting and Steel moves. Yes, normal Zoroark is Dark type, but Hisuian Zoroark is normal Ghost. I could use that. And its ability is Illusion. And seeing as it is a Dark type, it will have Dark type moves. But seeing as there is Hisuian Zoroark, I also want normal type and ghost moves. And even maybe some fire moves, considering Zora has that, thing on its head that looks like a flame. We'll just have to figure that out for ourselves. Who has the better stats? His stats: HP 70, Attack 110, Defense 70, Special Attack 115, Special Defense 70, Speed 90, Base Stat total 525. Dang! Its stats are HP 55, Attack 100, Defense 60, Special Attack 125, Special Defense 60, Speed 110, total 510, best out total 510. Yeah, so they're both pretty tough. So yeah, these two are basically headed with Naruto to the village.
Tour your next home in Azeroth.
Someday.
No, today!
The village was as lively as ever, with people going throughout, some from the village, some village residents, as well, everybody's, the buzz is about, the coming tuning exams. So, of course it would be like this. And as Naruto, Lucario, and Zoroark, which basically Lucario and Zoroark, basically their names are Lu and Zor. That's really what their names are. Hey Lu, it's the village, like I told you guys. And Zoro would be like, this is Konohagakure Sato? Like, this is Konohagakure no Sato? Damn. Is it always this busted with tourists? And Naruto's like, no, not always. Like I said, this is around about the time for the tuning exams to happen. And Lou is like, if the tuning exam is this much of a special occasion, then, well, then, to show just how special, just how powerful us, we are. And Zora basically looking at both Naruto and Lu, and is like, yeah, Neo Izushio is going to rock the house. Look out, Konoha, you're about to get it. Now we're gonna see what happened. Now we're gonna know what happened. Now we're gonna know what hit ya. And Naruto's like, oh, you two. Anyways, we need to get registered so that we can even compete in the tuning exams. And so they, go up to the building and they're like, registry please. We are, warriors from a distant land who would like to enter the tuning exams. I believe that the Hokage would know me. And the person is just like, well, I don't. And then all of a sudden, Naruto! It's just like, Naruto gets gripped, and Lu's freaking out, and Zor's freaking out, and Naruto's like, it's fine. Hey, Ba-chan. So yeah, Tsunade freaked out as soon as she noticed that Naruto was here. And Shizune is like, wait, you said something about competing in the Chunin exams? And Lou's like, Lady Shizune, yes, we are competing in the Chunin exams. Naruto-sama wanted to do it, and apparently the rules of these Chunin exams mean you have to have 2 teammates. So, myself and my other friend decided to tag along with him as a sort of team. Seeing as we have been long good friends of his own. That other friend being, well, the one you see here. And you are, just pointing a finger at, Zor. And Zor is like, Zor the Zoro, m'lady. And this is my friend, Lou the Lucario. And my other friend, Lord Naruto. And Naruto's like, eyes twitching, and is like, you too. Now I'm starting to get why Tsunade gets angry whenever I call her Bonchan. But you guys just won't let up. And, Zor's just like, oh, admit it, Lord Naruto, you love us. And Naruto's just like, oh. And Lou's just like, I don't think that's love. I think, Naruto-sama is, pretty peeved. At the moment. And, well, after all this acquaintance and registry and all this stuff, well, it becomes time for Naruto and everyone else to get noticed and known by everybody. Naruto, Lou, and Zor meet, the rookies. Sakura, Sasuke, Sai, Hinata, Kiba, Shino, Lee, Tenten, Neji. Well, they're not really rookies, but whatever. Shikamaru, Ino, and Choji. And seeing as it's been a while, Gaara has actually gotten around to becoming the Kazekage, so on the whole scope of foreign dignitaries coming to the village, Naruto actually does see Gaara. He's like, hey Gaara! Gaara's like, hello Naruto. And, as I said, foreign dignitaries. So, not only the Kazekage being Gaara now, the 5th Kazekage, but the 4th Raikage, the 5th Mizukage, may. The third Tsuchikage, Onoki, I didn't mention. Hokage, Kazekage, Raikage, Mizukage, Tsuchikage. Yeah, that's pretty good. So basically, all the Kage here, like it's a freaking Kage Summit, but no, it's not. It's the freaking tuning exams. Well, this tuning exams is definitely different from whenever Naruto took it. You know, before he became the Poke Summoner. This tuning exams definitely does seem to be more, tuning examine-ish. Yeah. After all, he just seems to get, side looks from Ei and Inoki. After all, he isn't, just the son of the fourth. The Yellow Flash. He's also a leader of a land village or whatever now. Just like how the fourth was. That's the reason why he was called the fourth. Because he was the fourth leader of Konohagakure no Sato. Within the land of fire, Hainokuni. Of the elemental nations. However, for everyone else besides Ei and Inoki, well, Gaara actually seems, to be fine with it. After all, Naruto and Gaara, they're pretty much, same boat, considering they're both Jinchuriki. And Naruto actually having helped Gaara a lot, getting out of his, ways, like old ways. And as for the Mizukage, the Terumi Mei Terumi, whatever. She is giving Naruto some looks, but much different from the looks that the Tsuchikage and Raikage are giving him. And, seeing as, Lucario and Zoroark, Lu and Zor, are going to be participating in the Chunin exams alongside Naruto, but he also needs protection detail, like the other leaders. Protection detail came with him. A whole slew of it. what exactly that, protection detail is, it's a little something that Naruto likes to call the Evolution Squad. Well, Evolution Squadron. Yes, that's right. Every evolution. And even, an EV, who just wanted to watch the Chunin exams. And seeing as, well, their brethren, are going to be the protection detail, actually already are the protection detail, even at home, well, it was allowed. So basically, the Raikage going up and, trying to challenge Naruto because, well, Raikage is like that. Like, the fourth Raikage is like that. Jolteon basically steps up and is like, Jolt the Jolteon. Like, as the Raikage comes up, Jilt the Jolteon is like, back off. Our leader does not need you getting in the way of things. And, is like, getting in the way of things. He's like right about to charge a lariat. And he realizes he can't move. And Jilt is like, electric terrain. Now you're paralyzed. Not even your lightning armor, as legendary as it is, can go through something that sticks to it like glue. You'll be lucky if you can even move a muscle. Now, back off. And, the Raikage would usually just blow his top even more, but he's beginning to realize this Pokemon or whatever it is ain't lying. He cannot move a muscle. You know, so there's like a little bit of a begrudging respect there. Because, like, he wasn't even able to tell what happened, and now he's, like, before he could even tell what was happening, he just got disabled right then and there. Not able to do anything to defend himself. And Naruto is basically just like, yeah, my, Evolution Squadron? Yeah. They're, some of the best of the best. So, you're lucky Jolt didn't kill you, Raikage Dono. You're lucky Jolt did not kill you. Realizing that, you were, aiming to do harm to me. Because that's usually the order, that if someone tries to harm me, they kill that person. And now the Raikage is actually scared. Because he cannot move. And Jolt is actually looking like really eager to actually go through with the order that is usually given. Murder. But to save the Raikage's dignity and his life, Naruto decides to be like, Jolt, release the Raikage. And so, reluctantly, Jolt decides, yes, my lord. And Raikage is just like, really spooked, and he's like, like, that just gave him the heebie-jeebies. And Tsuchikage, fence-sitter that he is, decides that he wants to smoke. But, bad move, sir. Very bad move. Because Onoki just goes for the fucking particle style. But, how good is your particle style whenever it can be used against you? Yeah, Espeon just, like, pops right up and uses Psychic on the particle style. Like, and it's about to hit Inoki, and Inoki's like, okay, I give. And it's still continuing towards him, and Naruto's like, he has given up. Espeon, he has given up. Please, we do not need an international incident on our hands. Call off your psychic attack. And Espeon's like, you're lucky that our leader is so chillax, so merciful, that he's choosing to be so today. For whatever unknown reason. That baffles even me. And Mei isn't exactly wanting to try her luck. She does not want to be put in the situation the Raikage and Tsuchikage were in. Because she's afraid that, Naruto might not call them back if they were to attack her. Considering her village's reputation as the Bloody Mist, and, murdering bloodline users and Shinchuriki and whatever. Or whatever the hell. How they treat Jinchuriki, and, the whole bloodline, cleansing shit that Yagura did. Even if it was found out that Yagura, and even to some point they don't even know how that happened, But Isobu was under a Sharingan Genjutsu? Like, what the hell? Yeah, so, well, you can imagine how much Mei does not want to piss Naruto off. And Gaara never really wanted to piss Naruto off today, because, Naruto and Gaara are actually friends. And Tsunade, this little blonde gaki is, her, she's his godmother. She may not have started, acting like that at first, but, over time, there was a, bond that started there. And now, that bond has even grown to the point to where she decided to become the 5th Hokage. And, well, she loves Naruto like a mother would love her own son. So, hell no, she would not want to piss Naruto off. Especially given the fact that they don't even know the powers of these, creatures. And they don't even know the power of Naruto. And they don't even know how many of these creatures are there in the island, and how many of them can be deployed to just kick Konoha's ass. And kick her ass. And the fact is, she doesn't even want to do anything bad to Naruto. And whenever Naruto brings up the fact that it's not just these creatures known as Pokémon that are at the island, there are others like him, other humans. And he also brings up a little something that gets everyone intrigued. While they're in their little Kage boxes, even Naruto has one. Seeing as he is the Uzushi Hokage, the Neo Uzushi Hokage,
Sore nose? Use Puffs. They have 50% more lotion to soothe sensitive noses.
You think you're safe?
Not anymore. Soothe your nose and soften the blows with Puffs Plus Lotion, America's #1 lotion tissue.
you see, Granny Tsunade, everyone else, there's a little bit of something I have managed to. There's a little something that I have that none of the other villages seem to have. You see, Mizukage Dono, it is indeed true that your six-tailed Jinchuriki Utakuta, that gone rogue, and also that Isobu, after the death of Yagura, well, is just, out and about. And Mei is just like, yes, this is indeed true. And Naruto's like, wrong, false. I have a little something that might blow your minds. All of you. Not Lu and Zor, they already know about this. But to anyone who isn't top security, like Lu, Zor, the Evolution Squadron, to anyone who is in top security and that of myself, this news is supposed to be top secret classified amongst my land, my people, you know that. You know that all that good stuff. That good. However, I'm willing to share it with all of you. Just let there be a clause that you don't try and attack me and my people and my land once you figure this all out. Kage and Tsuchikage are like, huh? And Naruto's like, if you were smart, you wouldn't attack me after I tell you this. And you wouldn't attack my people or my land after I tell you this. You wouldn't try to take what? Well, for all rights and purposes, is safe and secure with me. And my land and my people. That being, and Naruto pulls out a photo, and it's of a vase, but the vase strictly seems to look to have been made in water country. And it's not just a regular vase, it seems to be sturdy enough to contain a tailed beast. A sort of container vase of some sort, like that, to be able to seal something shut. Not a living container, but a container nonetheless. And, all the Kage are like, absolutely dumbfounded. Like, what the hell? Are you trying to look for Jinchuriki? That's what the right Kage's asking. And Onoki's just like, Tsuchikage's just like, for your own purposes? Jinchuriki going after Jinchuriki. And Gaara's like, I don't think that's sad at all. Right, Naruto? And Naruto's like, exactly. For you see, this little contraption right here, I have just recently used for a certain purpose. Within it now lies a certain creature. A certain creature you might know as the sand bee. Three-tailed turtle. And everyone's just, in shock. Well, mostly everyone. Anyone not from or around, Naruto during the time that he did this, or even before he did this. So yeah, Naruto, knowing about what had happened with Yagura, due to some knowledge that he gained from his partnership with, Kurama, they had finally gotten around to, first name basis. It took a while, but finally, they had gotten around to some sort of connection that was positive instead of absolutely negative. Kurama seeing how he had made all these creatures happy, and how he had actually brought on humans that weren't evil, and, actually wanted to live with the Pokemon, not, to control the Pokemon. That were unwilling to, go through this. This wasn't slavery, this was, a symbiosis of sorts. And Naruto, like Kurama approved, allowing, them to be on first, name terms, and even share chakra, so that Naruto wouldn't be hurting himself every time that he went for that good old good. And Naruto didn't even do that all that often. He didn't want to, take the chakra. He wanted it to be freely given, if the Kurama wished to give it to him. And this action of overwhelming, peace, love, kindness, and just compassion. Kurama just being like, maybe this boy is the one that you spoke of, Father. The one amongst the prophecy, the one foretold to either save the world or destroy it. For the longest time, I didn't believe in the prophecy because of everything that had happened. But now I believe that this boy, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, is that boy. Is Ashura's reincarnation. Is not my jailer, but my friend. And within the mind space, as Kurama's saying all this, Hagoromo appears, and it's just like, Kurama, it seems you finally understand after so long. And Kurama's like, wait, what? And Hagoromo's like, you have finally learned to let go of your hate. The hate that stems on those who are not worthy of such hate, that have done nothing to feel such hate upon them. You have let go of hatred, the hatred that destroys. You have molded it, turned it into compassion. My son, I am proud of you. And then Hagoromo just disappears from the mindscape. And Kurama's just like, Father. Thank you. Father. Thank you. Naruto. And so yeah, after that scene, basically, yeah. Now, pretty much, well, people know about the whole thing with Naruto having, the sand bee in a freaking jar thing. Isobu. But what about Utakata? Well, Naruto then surprises people even more whenever he says that one day whenever he was just going on one of his walks as the sun was just setting down amongst the horizon, he saw someone running and being chased after two people wearing very specific outfits. Very similar outfits. Black robes with red clouds and, straw hats. The Akatsuki. Whoever this person was, they must have been another Jinchuriki. And Naruto eventually catches up to this person, and what he can, well, sense from them, as, well, Kurama, gave Naruto the ability to, sense. Could sense the emotions, basically sense the intent, and what he was able to sense off from this person, he was not only a Jinchuriki, but he was another one of, Kiri's Jinchuriki. He was the six-tailed Jinchuriki. The Jinchuriki of the Rokobi, the Six Tails. He was the Jinchuriki of Saiken, the Six-Tailed Slug, or Snail, or what? No, Snails have shown. Yeah, the Six-Tailed Slug. And so, that was pretty much confirmed that these guys were after him. And so Naruto decided to combine our powers together. We can defeat them if we work together. And then he comes to realize who these two, after Utakata, and his tail beast, are. It was the immortal, zombie brethren, Hidan and Kakuzu. And, well, it surely looked like they were going to die. But just as about that Hidan was about to make use of his ritual, he realized that something was wrong. They weren't being hurt, even though that he was in the circle and he had taken blood from them. And Kakuzu even realized this and was like, wait, what the hell is going on? Whenever all of a sudden, Naruto smiles. My old friend, teach them why it is not wise to mess with the forces, the powers of life and death. And, he done thinking that they're talking about the Shinigami. And, Hidan's like, you're crazy. Jushin Summon's way more powerful than that bag of bones. And Naruto's just like, you fool. That I speak of is not Shinigami. Come forth the forces of life and death. Xerneas of the Tree of Life, and Xerneas of the power of Shadow's Mountain. And then all out of nowhere, a powerful rainbow energy and a powerful energy pitch black dark as night came out of nowhere, and two beings were formed as they protruded into Xerneas into Naruto, Yveltal into Utakata. And it's as all of a sudden they knew what to do. Utakata bringing his hand forth and suddenly crying out, "Oblivion Wing!" And Hidan just got whoosh and just destroyed, crushed into oblivion because Oblivion Wing. And Naruto was just like, "Now you next." Moon Blast! Paired with Moonlight. And by using Moonlight and Moon Blast together, he can actually power it up by powering himself up with Moonlight. And so, what would be a normal Moon Blast is basically like Frieza's fucking supernova. And so all 5 of Kakasu's hearts are completely destroyed, and just like Kakasu is completely atomized. Yeah, basically saving Utakata. And as the energies exited out of Naruto and Utakata, Xerneas and Yveltal, Xerneas is like, yes, Naruto and Utakata, what shall we do? You have defeated these beings defiling life and death. We shall give you a reward. And Yveltal's like, a reward to last. Utakata, he's just like, this reward. Xerneas, would you please? And Xerneas is like, yes indeed. The power to summon us forth. For a time, only one could do so. But we sense your peril, and we sense your connection to he who has the power to do so. And Yveltal's like, yes, indeed. Naruto, you summoned us because you knew what needed to be done. And your friend here, Utakata, is indeed a Jinchuriki just like yourself. Naruto being like, yes, indeed. Utakata here is indeed a Jinchuriki like myself. And Naruto then explains to everyone that, well, ever since then, Utakata has, lived in Naruto's, land without, the danger of Saiken being, yanked out of him and, him dying because of that. After all, why would Utakata would have refused Naruto's proposal to live in his land? I mean, he dude literally freaking atomized the people who were trying to kill him. So, yeah. Now as things are finally getting settled and done and over with, everything finally setting in. Tsunade finally glad to see her, godchild again. Gaara finally glad to see his friend again. May just absolutely blown away by the fact that both of their, tailed beasts of Kirigakure now belong to this guy in his, frickin' land. And she gets turned on by that? And the whole thing with, A's not stupid, not entirely stupid. He doesn't exactly want to die. So he just keeps his opinions and his actions to himself. And the Tsuchikage, well, more or less the same boat as, Aizen. The Raikage. And as for Naruto, well, he's just ready for the shit to get on the road. While he is indeed taking part in the Chunin exam, he still gets to be in the Kage box for the time that he is not down there fighting. His own Kage box. And his own protection detail, that being the Evolution Squadron. Led by none other than Umbra, the Umbreon. And then there's Fluffs. Fluffs the Eevee. The newest member of the Evolution Squadron, who's technically not even a full-fledged member, is more or less like a sort of junior cadet member. Fluffs the Eevee is the weakest out of them, but still has its very own special move known as Rage Tackle Attack, which is pretty strong. Basically, the stronger the emotion, Fluffs is feeling whenever it tackles something, the stronger the tackle attack will be. That's why it's called Rage Tackle Attack. It also gets stronger the more anime beatdown it is. So it's really, if it's really beat up, It's like the move, rage, tackle, attack is anime as all fuck, is what I'm trying to say. You know, like battle shonen as all fuck. So let me just run down all of the Pokés. So we have, as a part of Naruto's team, that basically allows him to even participate in this Chunin exams. We have Lou, the Lucario, and Zor, the Zoroark. And then there's the Evolution Squadron. Basically the ones, the protection detail of their lord. Like protecting a daimyo. You need the best and the best in order to, ensure protection. Make sure everything's alright. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me act a fool. Up in here, up in here. Anyways, basically, if I were to name off the members, there's Flames, the Flareon. There's Vapes, the Vaporeon. There's Jolt, the Jolteon. There's Umbra, the Umbreon, pretty much the official leader of the Evolution Squadron. There's Sykes, the Espeon, because Esper is actually a Pokemon, so it can't be Esper, the Espeon. So it's Sykes. Sykes from Clockwork Orange. And coincidentally, Clockwork Orange is, Sykes the Espeon's favorite movie. After that, there's Leafy the Leafeon, and there's Glacie the Glaceon, and Sylvie the Sylveon. Sylvie. So yeah, that about does it. Except for a certain something. Two figures, not Akatsuki. They look too different for that. We really shouldn't be here. Ah, come on, where's your sense of adventure? Besides, when else are you gonna see all this go down? In one place. Fine. Besides, we're already out here far enough. There's no sense in going back before it's over. Now that's what I'm talking about. Hey, you two, how the hell did you get here? Aren't you supposed to be doing something? Damn it, it's Trooper. Wait, why are you here? I thought you were supposed to be back, Neo Azushio. Shut it, Kakatarashi. Iluaris, did you come here with her? Don't exactly like luck. I liked doing this. Damn it, for some avatars of love, you sure are confusing us, love. Now, get back here. We need to return. Back to home. You're pretty damn lucky that I don't fill our leader in on what you've been doing right the now. Wait, what the hell? Huh? Huh? What's that back there? Those aren't regular ninja. Those are... Holy shit! Ilularis, Kakarashi, hide yourselves. It's Shenzei. A little too late for that little man. Wait, what the hell? Oh, no you don't. Eat this. Shadow Ball. Ah. Damn. You just crossed a line, pal. It's time I show you why no one messes with El Soso. Fuego como un dragón. Damn thing. It won't be as painful if you just let it happen. Eat my... Dark beam! Ah. Tactical Jinx. Or am I too much for you? Mockingbird, come into Little J. Mockingbird, come into Little J. Activate the force field. Wait, what? Ah! Ow. Oh, hell no, you don't. You're going down. And kick it. Scatter Star. Oh. Help, Kakatarashi. Don't worry, I'll save you. Love ring. Thanks. No problem. Now, it's time we end this. Don't you think? Yeah, you're right. It's time. Iris. Special move. It's time. Darkness dance. Huh? Kakatarashi? Special move? Fairy stance. Fall back. Fall back. This was just a test. We don't need them right now. Damn it, I can't see. Ugh. Stupid. Little. That's about the time when up in, some sort of void world, we can see Hagoromo, walking up to something. Walking up to look to be what some sort of angelic throne, mixed with some sort of sci-fi wizard gadgetry. Like otherworldly divinity. I see. So it is time then. What do you, pray tell, we do about this, my friend? And then there's a voice be like, I do not have friends, sage. Ever since that day, I have only had enemies. And Hagoromo's just like, since the day they made it to where she believed that she had to kill herself in order for your own salvation. And whoever this is basically looks at Hagoromo like, don't you dare remind me of that day. It hurts enough being constantly reminded by it, considering the fact that I'm sealed here. But you reminding me of it, Mr. All-Powerful Rakuda Senin? I wonder what would happen if I ripped out your throat with my teeth. And Hagoromo being like, I expect that response. So if you were expecting surprise, sorry to say, but none shall come. And the voice is like, don't play cool with me, you bastard. You're just like them. You're just lying in wait to rip something away from me, something I hold precious and near and dear to my heart. Whatever's left of it. You shall not find it here. One cannot hurt a heart that is not all there present, now can they, sage? And Hagoromo is just like, oh, you poor thing. I never wanted this to happen to you. And the voice is just like, then why? Why did you let it happen? You could have said something. Stopped her. Made them see sense. Kept this all from happening so that no one would have to hurt. If you're so godly and divine, holier than, more powerful than thou, you could have saved her. Or is Asmodeus' life not as precious as to you as you make it seem? You rotten fleshbag. I will corrode away your soul with my mere power alone. Corrupt the very atoms as which upon your life is given meaning. Then you will know what it feels like to feel pain. True pain and suffering. To loathe your own existence because of the lack of another with you. Because of someone else's decisions. I hate you, Hagaramoto Tsutsuki! And Hagaramoto is just like, oh, I am very aware. However, I do not know how aware you are of a certain someone. That would be Fang Shen, and her hatred towards you and the other avatars. And the voice would just be like, Fang Shen? That low-life little hussy thinks that her problems are half as bad as my millennia-old suffering in a cage in which I could never escape because I was already in it. She cries about the children she never got to have, while I was forced to suffer forever, while I am currently living out a life sentence dealt to me by your own failure. Or is it the failure of your own bitch mother? Kaguya Otsutsuki. A coward. A false god. False goddess. Just a lousy piece of shit. And you are nothing better. You hear me? You are nothing more than nothing. The nothingness that I own. You are nothing to me. I own you. Just as much as I own that fool. Who prances about the Arcade Valley. That fool knows nothing. What a pitiful mistake amongst the deathless of existence. let the whole of existence know. I will be their reckoning. My rise will be existence's fall. To be snuffed out by the ultra divine. The progenitor of Alpha and Omega. The emptiness of sorrow and contempt. The pain and regret. The hatred and the loathing. The soul's mere existence as a shell for my own rage. Love is but a figment amongst my awe and duality. The something beyond itself. The totality amongst realities. The never should. A vengeance and a rage so palpable that it screams out into the darkness, into the abyss, into the oblivion. I am that which is and all we. I am that which is and always will be, always has been, never won't be. The consumer, the infinity, the eternity. The mind, body, spirit, and soul beyond. Let it not be cliche from another existence's time, but I am all of me. Read 'em and weep, sage. Because I will escape this prison, and once I do, I will become whole once more. And when I do, I will remind them why they revered and feared